Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel, and today we are back with another match preview today for Villarreal versus Manchester United in the Champions League. Of course, this is Manchester United's second to last Champions League game, and a win today would secure qualification to the knockout rounds. So, well, it's a must win then, isn't it? Before we get into the rest of the preview, there will be a watch along for this game. Details are on my side. The stream will start at 5:15 with kickoff at 5:45. It's an early kickoff, not ideal, but there we go. Anyway, let's get on with the preview. Now, Manchester United, of course, we sit top of our Champions League group with 7 points. Villarreal also have 7 points, but we are slightly above them due to the fact we beat them, obviously, in the first leg 2-1. Villarreal, look, they're a good side, aren't they? But we should be able to beat them. Atalanta come in at third with 5 points, while Young Boys are bottom of the Champions League group with 3 points. The 3 points they obviously picked up against us. Now, look, this game and this group should be done. We should get us something against Villarreal today, and then we should beat Young Boys. But we know how inconsistent and at times awful this Manchester United team can be. So it's never that straightforward, is it? Going into our last games, of course, Manchester United, we lost to Watford 4-1, costing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his job in the end. Obviously, they took a 2-goal lead after David De Gea saved 2 penalties in a row to keep us at 0-0. In the second half, Donny van der Beek scored and Van der Beek was fantastic coming on at half-time and scored a goal. Maguire then got sent off, and Watford right at the end scored 2 late goals, and that kind of sealed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fate as Manchester United manager, while Villarreal drew 1-1 with Celta Vigo. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Manchester United did, of course, beat Villarreal in the first leg, or in the reverse fixture in this group, beating them 2-1 thanks to late goals from, a late goal really into 60th minute by Alex Telles, and then a late last minute winner by Mr. Who else? Cristiano Ronaldo. Mr. Inevitable, really. But look, like I said, new manager in charge now in Michael Carrick. He has taken over as interim to the interim after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's dismissal. So the question is, how will Michael Carrick get on? And second of all, what was the point in sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to replace him with Michael Carrick? No offence to Michael Carrick, but he is just as much at fault for this horrific season and for the standard and level of football we've been playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Solskjaer is. Carrick is the coach. We know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't coach the players. That was Carrick. That was McKenna. That was maybe Mike Phelan. So we've sacked Solskjaer, but we've still got the same coaching staff, and that was the biggest issue really, the coaching. Apparently, they have a similar outlook on football, and tactically they are fairly similar. So, no new ideas. So, all I'm hearing is, it's the same thing and a new face. What is the point? It shows the lack of incompetency, really, at this club. That we lost 4-0 to Liverpool. Or was it 5-0? Sorry. Lost 2-0 and quite convincingly lost 2-0 to Manchester City. And we sat there over 2 weeks of an international break saying, oh, it'll be fine. We don't need to look at new managers. We're absolutely fine. We're rosy. And then come Watford, we get absolutely smashed. And then instantly, let's get rid of him. We won't have a replacement ready. So we're going to have an interim for the interim. Well done, Manchester United. It's mind-boggling. And the only reason Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked is because of the backlash that board would have got if he stayed in charge after we got hammered by Watford. But like I said, what is the point of a Michael Carrick being in charge when he's the same as Solskjaer? Like I said, it's just a new face. And it worries me for this game because of how poor we have been. And I don't see any change happening under Michael Carrick compared to under Solskjaer. But look, Michael, prove me wrong. You are a fantastic midfielder back in your day. Prove you can get this team playing and get that midfield really working, because a player like you in that team is massively needed. Can you find that player? Moving over to the team news, obviously Michael Carrick's first game in charge. Who will he be without? Varane, obviously hamstring injury. We know that. Paul Pogba is, of course, also out. He got injured on international duty, didn't he? With a thigh injury. Cavani, a tendon injury, same as before. So he'll miss out. Mason Greenwood has COVID, so he will also miss out. Luke Shaw, look, he had to come off due to concussion against Watford. Whether or not he will be fit and ready to play, I'm not sure. So that's why he's on the list. And Scott McTominay, he had to come off at half-time, but I imagine he'll be absolutely fine. So how do I think Michael Carrick will line up in his first game as Manchester United manager? Well, I think he'll stick with David De Gea in goal. He's been so good this season, David De Gea. You cannot drop him at the moment. I think you can go Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Luke Shaw. Like I said, I believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Carrick, well, I think Carrick has had a part to play in picking teams, and I think they'll stick with the same back four and goalkeeper. I don't think he'll bring in players that haven't played much this season, although I do think he'll go with a standard back four. Van der Beek, I think, will have to play after the impact he made in the last game. I think he has to play, I think he's going to go next to Scott McTominay, to be honest. I think Carrick and McKenna and Phelan and Solskjaer all believed that Scott McTominay was this defensive midfield stalwart. He was the Michael Carrick of this team, the Roy Keane of this team. And I think Carrick will stick with him. I think it's foolish, but I think he will. And the front line, same as we started against Watford. We can go Rashford on the left, Bruno at 10, Sancho on the right, and Cristiano Ronaldo up top. Do I think it's amazing? No, but it's not too far off what I would go for. So the team I would go for is this. So David De Gea, obviously, in goal. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's had an okay season. He's not been bad at all. Lindelof and Maguire. Maguire keeps his place, despite the fact he really should be dropped. We know we are without him before the Chelsea game on the weekend. So why risk Eric Bailly in this game when we know we need to play Bailly on Sunday, I believe? What is the point in risking Eric Bailly, who we know is so injury prone, in a game that realistically we don't necessarily have to win and should be an easier game where we have more options for? Like we said, I mean, Harry Maguire is not in good form, but he's available for today. Against Chelsea, he's not. So, Bailly ideally would be able to come in, but because he is so important on Sunday against Chelsea, I'm going to rest him because I don't want to risk him potentially getting injured, because we know he is such an injury risk. And I don't want to be playing Phil Jones because obviously Varane's not going to be there. Maguire's not going to be able to play. If Bailly's gone, we're playing Phil Jones or Matic at centre back. I don't want it to happen. Then I will go for Alex Telles at left back, regardless of whether Luke Shaw is fit and available to play or not. Give Shaw a bit of time off going into that Chelsea game. Such a big game, that Chelsea game. We want to see Luke Shaw at his very best. So I don't want to see him potentially rush back or playing slightly unfit. Get him rested and play Telles in this game. Because, I mean, last time against Villarreal, Telles played quite well. So, Telles goes in at left back for me. Next up, I'm going to go Donny van der Beek and Nemanja Matic in that midfield too. Before Harry Maguire got sent off against Watford, these two were fantastic in that midfield together. And they were creating so much. And we looked a genuinely good side, or a decent side, in that second half before Maguire got sent off. Obviously, Van der Beek scored the goal. Matic dictated to play well from deeper. We looked much, much better in that second half with these two in that double pivot. And it's not a surprise because we've seen that so often from these two. They got quality together and they should be playing more together. And speaking of the second half against Watford, I'm going to go for the same front line that started that second half in this one. So Martial is going to play off the left and Sancho's going to play off the right. Bruno's at 10 and Cristiano Ronaldo is up top. I think Martial and Sancho were fantastic in that second half. We didn't really use the left-hand side as often as probably we should have done. But every time Martial got the ball, I thought he looked lively. Obviously, it was a huge, huge part in the goal. I thought he was fantastic, really. The only bad bit I can really think about what he did, obviously, he did take that poor first touch, which led to the third goal. But look, these things happen in football. It's not as if he's done something stupid. He just miscontrolled it, which anyone could do. Now, just about the game. Look, this is a must win. Like I said, we need, to qualify for the knockout rounds. We didn't do that last year, so we need to get it done and get it done today. So in the last game against Young Boys, we can rotate, we can rest key and star players and throw out players like Mason Greenwood when he's back, Jesse Lingard, maybe Juan Mata, and so on, and just be like, look, we're through. You guys play. If we don't beat Young Boys, it's not a huge deal. We should still top. We will still top the group as long as we win today. So we can send the B team out to Young Boys. But not just that we qualify. We've got Chelsea, top of the league. Chelsea. We need a good run of form to get into that, and we need to kind of try and keep pace with the teams around us in the top 5. Because realistically, at the end of this season, we need to be in the top 4 for whatever manager comes in. Being in the Europa League next season is not good enough. We have to be in the Champions League. And so we need to be trying to keep pace with them. And by beating Chelsea is obviously a big and a massive step really in the right direction. And lastly, and just on Michael Carrick himself, I'm interested to see how he's going to line this team up. How we're going to be playing. Was the big problem Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or was it the coaching staff? Is it the coaching staff? And it's going to be interesting to find out. If it's similar to how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had us playing, we're going to be in trouble today because Villarreal are a hard-working team. They're not an easy team to beat, and we saw that in the first time we played them in the Europa League final last season. So we need to be at our best. Do I think we're going to win this game? Unfortunately, I don't. I think we're going to draw it 1-0. Look, this team has continuously let us down, and I don't see why it'd be any different today. Yes, I mean, a bit more positive. They've got a point to prove now. They're going to get a new manager in that isn't going to be as nice as Solskjaer. They've all come out and said how nice of a guy Solskjaer was, how big of an impact he's had on their career, and how they're really sad they got sacked. Well, prove it on the pitch and go perform for his replacement, I guess, his coach. Go perform and say, look, this is how good we can be. Sorry, we let you down, Solskjaer, but we're going to go win stuff this season for you. And we'll have to wait and find out. But like I said, I think we're going to draw today 1-0. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this match preview, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me know down below your score prediction for this. Like I said, there will be a watch along. Details are on my side. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. In a bit. Peace.